The union is quiet this afternoon. The salarymen and the wage slaves haven't migrated from nearby offices. And the suburbs something. Welcome back to more Shadowrun returns. There he is! Hey! Johnny Cleans is talking with Cherry Bomb and Miss Kubota when you walk up. We were just talking about you, Ronstock.
About the Emerald City Ripper. Ironic that you tracked a serial killer to a mental hospital. Johnny Clean told us you were going. Oh my, we have been waiting for you to return.
Waiting to hear the latest dirt?
Hey, that's not fair. I'm not looking for dirt. I kinda liked Sam. Sure, he creeped on me once in a while when he had a good heart. I miss him sitting at the end of the bar and telling jokes. We each have our reasons for wanting the killer found. Sam was a regular here, and the loss has been felt, regardless of his shortcomings. The whole spa has been shaken by the killings and, well, the randomness of them. No one knows if they will be next or what the killer might take from them. I admit that the killings have hampered business as well. I am sorry, but it is true. It does not help that Sam's body was found down the street from here. Even my regular customers have been loath to venture out with the killer on the loose. Now tell us, Ome, did you find the person responsible for the Ripper murders?
The person responsible? No. And not exactly. I got the bastard who was wielding the scalpel, but whoever's pulling the strings is still out there. Someone's pulling the strings of a serial killer?
That sounds more complicated than I suspected.
Oh yeah. The whole thing was a Frankenstein job. The Ripper was harvesting body parts to reassemble Sam's mother, Melinda. All the victims had transplanted organs, her organs, and the Ripper was taking them back. The three are silent as the news sinks in.
So, Sam had an organ transplanted from his mother, and then the Ripper killed Sam and all the other people just to reassemble Sam's mother?
Grisly, isn't it?
I sense a cause and effect in this. Coyote and Jake Armitage just left here to attend Sam's funeral. I am told there will be a re-interment ceremony for his mother as well.
Right. A re-internment ceremony? Interesting. Sounds like she'll be buried with all her missing body parts.
Think his sister Jessica has something to do with it? Hang on. I saw Sam's sister when she was here the other day. She was a corp as they come, but I can't imagine a lady like that behind a series of murders. There's gotta be something else going on. It is clear that you must go to the funeral and talk with Jessica Watts, Runstock.
I will. And I'm gonna get some fucking answers.
I am sure you will.
Mrs. Kabuto raises her hand and the conversation stops.
Wait, before you go, there is one thing you did not tell us, Runstock. Where is the Emerald City Ripper now?
Decomposing. She nods in satisfaction.
Aye, that is good.
Welcome back, Ronstock. Good to be back, Mr. Clue. What's the latest news? I feel like I should be asking you. Word around here is that you were closing in on the Ripper when you last left. Dare I ask how that went? He's in the ground. Where he belongs. Good. And yet your shoulders are no more relaxed, and you still survey this room like a man who has yet to return from the war. This isn't over, is it? Not quite. A few loose ends to tie up. I was hoping this would all be behind us. The Barons has a short memory, but for wounds such as these it makes an exception. To see this prolonged, I fear how it may forever change the landscape. Gangs have already started to take advantage of the chaos left in the Ripper's wake, and the only serves to destabilize that semblance of the order there was, paving the way for megacorps to make land grabs and push Paul sinless feathers into the fringes, where dangers are the greatest. Sooner or later, even the Union could be threatened. A good watering hole always survives. Let's hope. Take care, Ronstock. I actually ended up replaying the last mission to where
what's-his-face didn't die. And I found a part where our shaman could resurrect an aberration or abomination or apocalypse. I forget what it was called, but it was this grotesque demon bulbous monster. It was pretty cool. I didn't actually get to do that in the video that I recorded. Algernon, Eric, Merceman. More armored clothing. Ooh. A Ganger mask? US. +1 strength, +5 hit points, +1. +1 quickness, +5 hit points. I like the quickness and the hit points. And I also like the armor. So I'm going to be running around with the torn-eared bunny rabbit mask. Cool. Sell the old clothing. Let's talk to TB Gruberman. On his workbench, Buster currently has a mil-spec shotgun fully disassembled and its parts neatly arranged. He lovingly massages each piece with a microfiber cloth coated in some kind of gun oil or polish, whatever the stuff is. It leaves the pieces shining brilliantly, punching as hell. Got some catalogs just come in. If you might be interested in an order, I can get gear shipped overnight from the manufacturer. Though I won't lie to you, you'll be paying for the convenience. Otherwise, I got plenty of the usual bang-bangs waiting for a good home. What do you say? What's the new hotness when it comes to dealing with damage, Buster? Well, there are two schools of thought on the matter. There are those that swear by their smart guns and such because they make the weapon more accurate and thus more deadly. Then there are those who subscribe to the bigger boom theory, putting all their money on the biggest and baddest rounds. But if you ask me, it's all situational. That's where the real advances have come. You can pack a Panther assault cannon, but it won't do you no favors if you're fighting in a basement hallway. By the same token, a room sweeper might carve up your average pack of gangers up close and personal, but its range is a big limitation. Military life never taught me that. It was dealing to the runners like yourself that afforded me this epiphany. You've got to be ready for anything. On that note, might I interest you in some custom mods, or perhaps a specialty grenade? I'm all about the mods. Where the fuck are they? Bunny rabbit suit on. I like the armor. Not too sure about the mask. Another thing I like about this game is that the conversation changes every time you come back. These people have something new to say. They give you a little bit more of their background. Makes it a lot more interesting. Definitely develops more character depth. Doc Castle looks to be better rested and in better spirits than the last time you saw her. She's also clearly had a shower and a change of clothes, and no longer smells like caca. Maybe even some sleep. Her eyes were sharp when they turned to greet you. Still all in one piece, I see. More was the pity for me, but I'll still take your money. Perhaps a full physical is in order, or we can call it a medical consultation. That's where I roughly determine the odds of your survival based on your professional proclivities. It comes with a lollipop. So what will it be?
Actually, I'm curious, how many patients have you lost over the years?
Dr. Castle sits down to her work and fixes you with a hard look. Her expression normally falls on the axis of varying degrees of indifference, depending on her level of tiredness, but now it has shifted over to something decidedly darker. Is this a morbid curiosity?
Call it professional curiosity.
Then I suppose I should be equally professional and answer without judging you for asking, and I should not let it be biased to me the next time you fall under my knife. To give you a hard, difficult number is difficult. There are many who I would consider patients that never made it home, so I suppose one could say that they died while under my care, though not as a result of it. But the number I think you want is the number of patients who died at my table, and that number is 6. 6 who I was unable to save, spread across a 13-year career. And I remember each and every one, down to the smallest detail, including the moment where I realized I could do nothing more for them. I would argue that 4 of those 6 were beyond helping the moment they passed through the door. The 5th died as a result of complications while installing a stolen piece of experimental cyberware, which I had cautioned against using.
And the 6th?
Entirely my fault. I had made a mistake. I can't claim I was overtired or inexperienced or distracted. I simply made the wrong decision, and the young man died as a result.
We all make mistakes, and hopefully we learn from them.
She picks up her tablet and resumes her work. Yes, well, would there be anything else?
Hoping you got some new cool shit, but you don't.
Take a cab to Sam and Melinda Watson's funeral. Why, of course. The sun is nearly set when you reach Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament. Its cemetery, dilapidated and overgrown, sits atop a small hill on the outskirts of the city, a somber enclave of the dead overlooking the sprawl of the living. The Seattle rain continues unabated, and lightning appears over the mountain, exposing the landscape in staccato pulses of stalk flashes. You walk the gravel path to the gates of the cemetery. Up ahead you see Coyote and Jake standing by the gravesite alongside Jessica Watts and another mourner, a beautiful elven woman in a 6-figure outfit. Whatever Dr. Holmes was up to at Mercy Mental Hospital, the answers lie here, with the reinterred body of Melinda Watts, the recently deceased body of Sam Watts, and with those attending them at this ceremony. Now, in the end of the last video, I upped the close combat, but I'm actually going to save that because I want to get to this headshot ability on my rifle. I only need another karma point to do so. We have a cemetery here. Let's do a quick scout around the area just to check it out. We got some flowers left on the grave over here. Got someone camping out in a tent, it looks like. It's interesting. Alright, we can rob Burns. A frag grenade. Jazz. that's right. That's the stem. There's Jake and Coyote. Jessica Watts. The mourners stand graveside, listening to the Catholic priest's words, prayer, and solace. Jessica's face is filled with relief as the last of her family is laid to rest. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Lord, receive the souls of Sam and Melinda Watts, mother and son, to live forever by your side. Amen.
Thank you, Father. I know that my mother rests easier now that she's finally in the parish cemetery.
I'm sorry for your recent loss of your brother, but am glad that reinterring your mother's body here has brought you some comfort. She loved this parish so. She opens her hands to the elf standing across from her.
Thank you for coming, Lynn. Your support has meant the world to me. Now I can live again with my new family.
The woman is a classic elven beauty, confident, poised, expensively dressed.
Of course. I am glad this ancient ritual brings you some measure of solace. I hope you'll be able to put all of this behind you.
Jessica speaks to the rest of you.
Thank you all for coming. I didn't realize Sam had so many friends. I appreciate your support and your friendship with Sam.
I saw him out the night he died. Only fitting I see him out today.
Sam may have had his problems, but he was our friend, part of the Union family.
May he rest in peace. Mrs. Watts, Miss Watts, family members and friends, thank you for attending the service. I suggest we don't linger long. The cemetery isn't safe after dark.
Thank you, Father. We'll just be a moment.
Actually, if I could stay, I have a few things I'd like to discuss.
She eyes you suspiciously and glances over at her elven companion.
I suppose, but let's not keep Father O'Malley.
I understand. Good night and God bless.
The priest clasps his Bible to his chest and then moves at a brisk pace toward the neighboring church. Father O'Malley leaves, granting you an opportunity to speak with Jessica, but it's hardly a private conversation, as the elf Lynn has chosen to stay and support her friend. As it so happens, Jake and Coyote have also lingered, lending your support too.
All right, what would you like to talk about, Ronstock?
Let's start with your mother. Did you know she was an organ donor?
Jessica's demeanor turns oddly cool and stony in response to such a simple question.
I'm afraid you're mistaken.
Then how can you explain how her body parts made their way into half a dozen recipients?
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know Sam helped your mother save lives through that donation.
Her jaw clenches.
She wasn't a donor. She was a victim of my brother's greed. He took from her, desecrating her body, all to the benefit himself. She never would have agreed to such a thing.
Not even to save the lives of others, lives like Sam's?
Cracks are starting to appear on Jessica's carefully crafted mask.
Sam destroyed his own liver, pursuing oblivion. That was his choice.
Your mother's gift meant a second chance for Sam.
It was not a gift. It was stolen, and I wasn't about to let him destroy what little remained of her with his vulgar appetites.
And so you hired Holmes to get it back?
Jessica's eyes burned with righteous anger. Gone are any attempts to hide her guilt.
Dr. Holmes made my mother whole again. He made it possible for me to place her to rest and say goodbye.
He killed Sam and half a dozen other people whose lives have been saved by your mother.
She snaps.
Those people were scavengers, ghouls. They deserved to die for desecrating my mother's body. And poor Sam, it was his drinking and debauchery that drove my mother to the grave, as sure as if it had murdered her himself. My mother deserved honor and dignity. I gave her that today. She's finally whole again with the proper Catholic burial. Those ghouls who stole her organs, including Sam, have paid the price for their sins.
The beautiful elf breaks in an essence of calm.
Jessica, that's enough. We have business to attend to. My old family is dead and buried where they should be. They can't taint my new family now. They can't corrupt my children. I won't go through that again.
Jessica, we need to go, now. She presses a button on her comlink. She sees at you.
What happens now is on your head. If you would have just walked away when I told you to, McCluskey would have eventually found Holmes collecting his lieutenant's badge and closed the case, but you had to keep digging. Now you and your friends have to die. Let their blood be on your hands.
Ma'am, we received your code red. Only 3, no problem.
Neutral turn.
I'm gonna smoke that bitch. Look at her, she gets to run all the way. Oh, and the elven bitch gets away too, huh? Look at these two. Look at these two. Think they're the shizzle. Let's
get in for a little closer shot. Boom. 36 crit on yo ass, son. Oh, Coyote, how did you miss? Don't worry, Ronstock never misses. See? Damn, Jake! Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Coming in from all sides. Holy shiitake! TB, move in.
We need to find out where Sam's sister might have gone. Maybe one of these guys could tell us with a little encouragement.
Suck, Jake. You hear a scratch coming from the crypt. Oops. Gosh, she had the shotgun. Looks like we woke up the neighbors. We've got ghouls incoming. Hey, Ronstock, maybe we can use this to our advantage.
vile ghouls! You need to stop following me. Blasted him with the shotgun. You hear scratches coming from the crypt. Alright, we got ghouls in the mix now. You probably ain't gonna like that too much. Oh, he's still coming at me. Holy shit. I'm trying to spread shot him, but... You gotta be fucking kidding me. Popped you. Oh, you got a ghoul behind you. Just kneecap him. Ah, that'll be sweet.
slowing him down, let the ghouls eat him up. Ball lightning. Nice! That's one secured cemetery. You listen as the sounds of gunfire and spell burst fade away, and the silence of the dead returns to the cemetery. The man is beyond healing. As you look down at him, you notice the quality of his suit and shoes. This isn't a runner, and he's not from the street. Jessica Watts, she hired you. Where can I find her?
You get nothing!
He convulses and dies.
We don't know each other too well, but it seems to me that you need to find a better group of people to associate with.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Yeah, well, it's part of living in the shadows. Do the research, chumma.
How did these troops materialize?
You didn't recognize who the elf was?
No. Who was she?
She's Lynn Telestrian, super rich and super into the Universal Brotherhood. She's a major spokesperson for them in Seattle.
Jake grabs the dead man by the throat. At first it looks like he's trying to kill him again. Then you notice he's feeling for something under the skin. Yep. He's got a Corp ID chip. You watch as Jake pulls out a modified PDA and slots the chip.
Mr. Wiley here was with the Eagle Security. They work for the UB. They must have been Lynn Telestrian's security detail we just chewed through. If she's protecting Jessica, they'll be inside the Universal Brotherhood. If you're going to hit the Universal Brotherhood, I'm coming too. That psycho just admitted she had my friend Sam and a lot of innocent people killed so she could put her dead mother back together. That is totally slagged up. Plus, she and her elf buddy Lynn just tried to geek me. They're gonna hurt for that. Suit yourself, lady. I was only stopping by to pay my respects to Sam. Merc hit squads to Universal Brotherhood, not in my scene at the moment. I can call up some of Delilah's runner if you want to go there now. Let me know what you decide. The Brotherhood probably retains mercs like the ones that just attacked us for security detail. You're going to need a full team if you're heading to their chapter house. I can arrange for some of Delilah's runner to meet you there if you want to go now. No, I want to stop at the Union first. I'll hire runners there. I might be meeting up with a special friend there anyways. You put the pieces together. Jessica Watts was reassembling her mother, Melinda, gathering her missing organs to allow Melinda a decent burial. Organs Sam sold for a quick buck after her death. The ghoul attack after the ceremony didn't appear to be part of Lynn, Telestrian's attempt to get you out of Jessica's way. They were just more victims of magic's helter-skelter return to the world. Lynn's well-armed security unit was a different animal entirely. You head back to the Union to resupply and rearm. Whatever Lynn and Jessica are involved with, it appears to be a large operation, and the trail leads to the Universal Brotherhood. Hey, I know this guy. Lug. My job is simple. Crush those I'm paid to crush. No questions asked. My buddy 271828 with a whole long string of numbers after that actually created this lug to copy over the troll merc that was already in there.
Made him nice and overpowered for me, too. So we'll be taking Lug around. He's got the Yamaha Setsu Cyberarm Alphaware, Universal Omnitech Cyberleg, Shiwasi Bone Lacing, Kevlar Skull Implant, Vision Magnification. It's good with the shotgun and dodge and throwing weapons and melee weapons, so appreciate that. Mr. Number Subscriber Man also comes with Kamikaze, a premium medkit, nitro, and grenade. He's only going to charge me $1,000 to take him out, too. Anyways, we'll see you next video, folks. Thanks for watching.